Coastal Carolina was the number one team in the country defensively when it came to limiting assists this season. Likewise, they forced the longest 2-point attempts on average in the entire country, according to KenPom. The reason they are able to be so elite in both of these metrics is thanks to their super drop defensive scheme that focuses on forcing offenses into long mid-range jump shots. There are many ways to play drop coverage. Most of the time it is used in effort to play the ball screen 2-on-2 and not provide as much help as the other ball screen coverages you might see. Marist is one of the best drop teams in the country. They run a drop that is very 2-on-2, limiting opportunities for pitch out, catch and shoot threes. North Texas under Ross Hodge a few years ago, on the other hand, played a higher drop where off-ball defenders still stunted in the gaps and were actively tagging the roller. Both types of drop coverage can be effective based on your team's personnel. Coastal Carolina runs what is considered the super drop. The super drop is just an exaggerated form of regular drop coverage where the big essentially never leaves the paint. In this clip, Southern Miss comes up to set this corner-filled ball screen. Anything that's set on the sides, Coastal will ice it with the guards trying to keep the ball out of the middle third. Notice how, as the big for Southern Miss comes up to set the ball screen, Coastal's big man does not move out of the painted area. He's essentially daring the ball handler to take a contested pull-up too. The super drop also helps eliminate the need to tag the roller. Here, Coastal can stay home on shooters on the backside, which is a big reason why they rank first in all of Division I college basketball in assists per field goals made defensively. The only real exception to them helping off perimeter players is when teams have multiple non-shooters on the floor, which is typically not something you want to do against this kind of defense. The super drop can also be used effectively against commonly run actions or concepts. Here, James Madison is running a zoom action for one of their guards. Coastal Carolina treats that last dribble handoff as a normal ball screen with the big sitting in the middle of the paint. Coastal's guards are taught to go over every action they are involved in, which is something we'll go more in depth about here shortly. But with the guard going over everything, this forces the ball handler to drive right into the big who is sitting in the middle of the paint. Here are some more examples of that super drop forcing difficult mid-range jump shots. The super drop is not only limited to ball screen actions, however. These bigs sit in the paint for a majority of Coastal's defensive possessions, clogging the paint during any off-ball actions an offense may run. Like mentioned before, Coastal Carolina's guards are taught to lock and trail or go over every ball screen and off-ball action. This is to funnel the ball right into the help, forcing the ball handler or guard involved in the main action to take these difficult mid-range shots. It is essentially just an extension of how they play ball screens, wanting to force longer twos versus baskets at the rim or kick out threes. Knowing they have help from their big in the middle of the floor, these guards can also play on the high side without the fear of being back cut or slipped on. The big is responsible for absorbing any cuts to the rim, clogging the paint. Here, they lock and trail the stagger set by James Madison, staying on the high side of the guard coming off. The guard slips to the rim, but curls right into the big sitting in the paint, who is there to combat any cutters to the rim, so guards can continue to go over these off-ball actions. Here are some more examples of Coastal's bigs roaming the paint to absorb offensive cutters. The super drop also forces bigs offensively to make decisions with the ball. A lot of modern offenses are 5-out with the big initiating up top. Oftentimes, Coastal's guards will deny passes without having the fear of being back cut. This sometimes will force the offensive big to become a ball handler and decision maker, something Coastal is more than comfortable with. Southern Miss tried to take advantage of this by setting elbow ball screens for their best player, Tyleik Weeks. While Weeks did find a lot of open shots in this game, Coastal was okay with him taking them because they weren't at the rim or they weren't hurting them from 3. Weeks was 9 of 18 from 2 in the game, but because these were a majority of the shots Southern Miss was getting, they only made 4 threes in a loss. Just like any defensive scheme, there are always ways offenses can take advantage. One of the ways teams have looked to attack is by setting Gortat screens or seals, made famous by Marcin Gortat in the NBA. With Coastal's guards going over every screen, they are banking on the bigs in the super drop to step up and slow down penetration. But what teams have done are set these Gortat screens to occupy the big and drop, allowing free lane to the rim for the ball handler. Another thing this defense is susceptible to is the three-point shot off the ball screen. This is a more difficult way to score in general, but in their conference tournament loss, Georgia Southern attacked their drop by hitting multiple threes off the ball screen with no one in front of them to contest. Thank you guys again for watching, and thank you for letting me know what teams to take a look at next. Keep suggesting teams you would like to see a video on in the future.